him, but it's tight end for the Seattle Seahawks, Mr. Noah Fant, currently sitting as the tight end 23. I do love that graphic. It is very sharp.
Yeah, this is short.
8% of the Seahawks targets last year, no touchdowns. I'm more than positive. And by the way, this just for shits and giggles, this isn't like I'm a Niner fan, therefore I don't like the tight end for the Seahawks because I love DK Metcalf. I do think Geno Smith could have a bounce back with the new offensive coordinator in town. I just don't see how Noah Fant fits into here. Like we talked about Hunter Henry earlier. I would much rather have a Hunter Henry than a Noah Fant. But Anthony, like I always say, you are the tight end streaming whisperer. So you tell me, why Noah Fant?
Noah Fant has been bogged down in Seattle by a crowded tight end room. Guys like Colby Parkinson and Will Dissly are no longer there. And Parkinson especially, he played 470 snaps last year to Fant's 543. Kind of kept him off the field on downs where they played, like 11 type personnel. Or 12 personnel. I'm mixing that up. But regardless, Noah Fant, if you go back into his career, he has two relatively fantasy productive seasons in 2020 and 2021. He was a tight end 11 and tight end 12 in fantasy points per game. He saw at least 90 targets, 62 receptions, 670 yards, and 3 touchdowns in both of those seasons. So we know this guy can do it. Coming out of college, he actually comped out to your boy, George Kittle, and workout metrics, 98, 97 percentile across the board. He's a talented player. What I like is they cleared out the tight end room, and this is no longer going to be the Pete Carroll type of offensive system and defense. Let's grind it out. Let's play defense and win these games ugly. They're bringing in Ryan Grubb. Ryan Grubb threw the hell out of the football in Washington. And I think there's enough there in terms of offensive talent to play a similar system and throw the football. And who's to say Noah Fant can't get back into it? I feel like this is a dart throw, but if you are pairing up tight ends late, why not take a shot at Noah Fant? Like I said, it's not like we're taking a shot at a guy who's never done it before. Go back a few years ago, he was a top 12 fantasy tight end in fantasy points per game. We know he can do it. I just don't think it's impossible.
It's not impossible. It's just,
I mean, just third yards per target, third yards per reception last year, second in target separation. He's a good pass catching tight end. He's good. He just needs the opportunity.
Do you want me to take it off? Because I definitely have some decent. I feel like I have a decent perspective. So obviously, Broncos fan here. Well, look, obviously I'm a Broncos fan here, and Noah Fant, like his 40 time was off the charts. I mean, one of the fastest 40 times we've ever seen for a tight end. So the athletic ability is there. To Anthony's point, Grubb, and I'm not really big on the coach speak, but if you are, he did come out and say that he's not going to have Noah Fant in many situations where he's going to block. He said, he's going to use Pharaoh Brown for that to block because they want to get Fant out in the passing game. And an interesting stat, and I don't know what it was for 2023, but at least heading into 2023, so for 2022, Geno Smith was 8th in the NFL for targeting the tight end position at 23.8% with the Seahawks in 2022. So he likes the tight end position. They signed Noah Fant to a 2-year extension, give him $11.5 million guarantee, which is a decent amount for 2 years. And like Anthony said, Will Dissly's gone. Colby Parkinson is gone as well.
By the way, 57 vacated targets between the two. Parkinson at 34, Dissly at 22.
And this is going to be a pretty surprising stat to hear, but he trails only Travis Kelce, George Kittle, and Dallas Goedert in yards per target over the last 2 seasons. So he's 4th in yards per target for the last, for the last 2 seasons. He's only 26 years old. Like, this is a guy who, unfortunately, his time in Denver, like many pass catchers, just didn't work out because, they're a disaster, right? But he has the talent. It's never really been about the talent for him. And he's going to be in a system, like Anthony said, they're going to throw the football a lot more. And I think Geno Smith is going to be a lot better this year. He was dealing with injuries all of last season. So this is an offense who's gonna throw the ball. I would say they're probably going to be top 15 in passing attempts, which for Seattle is unheard of. I really would bet that they're probably in the top 15. And those vacated targets that Anthony talks about, Pharaoh Brown is not getting those targets. He's a blocking tight end, so those should go to Noah Fant. Not all of them, maybe, but that plus an increase in the amount of attempts and a quarterback that likes to throw to the tight end position. I think Noah Fant's a decent guy to grab as well. If you're going to punt the position or you're not getting one of the elite guys, he's definitely somebody I would target to pair up with, maybe a guy like Hunter Henry. So.
And while they let those other two tight ends go, they extended Fant on a 2-year, $21 million deal.
Yeah, which is what, and they gave him $11.5 million guarantee, which is what I was saying too.
Maybe I need to do some more soul searching on this. This is the beauty of being
I've
on
never
the show.
been a Fant guy either. I'm shocking myself here.
But this is the beauty, I will say,